sisters. We are your brothers and sisters. We are members of the Baha'i faith, an independent world religion with adherents in virtually every country. The Baha'i world is a cross-section of humanity. It comprises members living in more than 90,000 localities in more than 200 countries. Men and women of various religious and ethnic origins. More than 2,100 ethnic groups and tribes are represented. Of these, nearly 30,000 Baha'is have gathered in New York City to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the passing of Baha'u'lláh, the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith.
If you see a garden, there are different kinds of flowers, and this garden is beautiful because of the difference. And the same happened in the humankind.
It is a world religion, and this religion, in the 150 some odd years of its history, has now encompassed the world in a sense to where we can say it is the second most widespread religion in the world.
You know, one of the greatest things that has happened, I think, in the last 150 years ago or so, is that a Persian man by the name of Baha'u'lláh, who suffered tremendously, went through imprisonments and all kinds of unimaginable horrors, really, came to the world and gave many teachings.
The founder of the faith himself has, with his own pen, written volumes upon volumes of Holy Scripture. This is also a first time in religious history that it's ever happened. Baha'u'lláh has revealed over 100 volumes of Baha'i Holy Scripture, and these scriptures are now translated into hundreds of languages throughout the world, and that is another wonderful thing about this faith, where you have access to the words of the prophet founder directly written by him.
Yeah, the principles of the oneness of God and the oneness of man, and also the independent investigation of the truth. Those were the main things that brought me to the faith, and I always strongly believed that there was one God and we all worship the same God.
That God, the unknowable essence, manifests himself through what Baha'u'lláh, the founder of the Baha'i faith, teaches are messengers or manifestations of the attributes and names and qualities of God, also known as prophets.
Fundamentally, it's one religion that has been revealed progressively from age to age, like school. Who's the teacher? God's the teacher through his revealers. And we are all, in the whole age of mankind, the students. And as we grow up, get just a little brighter and perhaps more sensitive, God adds to the lessons.
The Baha'i faith is the reason for living. For instance, if I do something, I ask myself, is this in accordance to the Baha'i teachings?
Baha'u'llah's teachings for me is something very special because it's given me a vision of how to have unity and diversity, and also it's let me see and know what spiritual qualities are which are hidden in each man.
The Baha'i faith, as Abdul Baha said, he gave the example that a man, a woman, it's like birds that needs two wings to fly. We should be like that. We should be same as the two wings to be together.
Prayer is the life of a person. If you want to be alive, you have to eat, drink, sleep.
Principle of oneness of humanity, Baha'u'lláh brought this law to eliminate racism and prejudice against all colors and all nations. And this is one of the laws that will eliminate all this prejudice and racism.
He made that distinction that if in a family the resources are limited and the only opportunity that arose was that out of the two children in the family, say a boy and a girl, one is to go to school and get educated.
the female should be given preference, for she is the first educator of mankind, the first educator of children.
Baha'is don't participate in partisan politics, because in partisan politics it only divides.
The Baha'i faith having this non-political character means that we can associate with anybody without that in the background, and that it is for everybody in the world.
And what Baha'u'lláh says about independent investigation of truth is that we must all look into God's message for ourselves.
Well, you know, those principles are basically principles that everyone accepts in this day and age. Over 100 years ago, when Baha'u'lláh first enunciated those principles to mankind, they were very radical.
The administrative order, of course, is the other side of the non-political character of the faith. And we have elected councils at the local, national, and international level. And the administration works so that we don't have any kind of campaigning. We elect by plurality vote people who we think are the best. So these councils that we elect at the local level, national level, and international level administer the affairs of the community. It's a consultative administration. They consult the community and they do what is best for the community.
Also, in order to support the administrative institutions, we have the institution of the learned that is made up of the hands of the cause of God, and also made up of the International Board of Counselors and the auxiliary boards who assist in the faith's work and help in the protection of this cause so that all can live in harmony and peace.
Since the United Nations has been established in 1944, the Baha'is have worked very closely with this body. The Baha'is are involved in all the social programs, the economic programs, as non-governmental status at the United Nations. Our most recent effort was at the Earth Summit in Brazil, in which the Baha'is were very involved in this issue.
And since we're trying to bring humanity back together where it is supposed to be, we're concentrating on the higher nature of man. But in order to understand unity, harmony, and love, you have to understand yourself.
If you want to have a clean spirit, you want to be close to God, you have to communicate in prayers. Baha'u'lláh, the Bab Baha'u'lláh Abdul Baha, they have given us many prayers in any social fields which you can pray.
Baha'i faith, for me and for my people, means the unity of the human race. We've learned to value our own culture and also the development of our own being. And this gives us motivation to continue the examples of Abdul Baha and the teachings of Baha'u'lláh. In this life, we must serve humanity with love and with encouragement.
The Baha'i faith began in 1844 when a young Persian merchant, the Bab, which means gate, announced that a new era had dawned in mankind's history and that he would usher in this new era. And shortly thereafter, Baha'u'lláh, whose name means the glory of God, announced that he was a promise of all ages. He was imprisoned, he was exiled for 40 years, and despite his sufferings in his exile, he was able to write over 100 books and give us the blueprint for world order.
I came from a Hindu background. I didn't understand what was religion until I became a Baha'i, how the religions are tied up. All the while people say you change religion, but being a Baha'i, I know religion progressed. So I sort of didn't change from my Hinduism, only thing I grew better.
So in fact we felt from Los Angeles itself, or from the time we started from Malaysia, we had a feeling that as if we are going to pilgrimage. And after coming and seeing all of them here, we feel it's so beautiful, so lovely.
I would like to say Allahu Akbar to all the friends in the world.